Alright guys, welcome back to the Gloryhunter challenge. I am with Arsenal after leaving PSG. We won everything last season and now I've decided it's time to move to Arsenal to try and get them to win a trophy. Let's check if they have won a Premier League recently. They've won two, so we should be on track. Did not come top three, of course, last season. An 8th place finish, and that's how I decided I could win the Europa League here. But we'll see what happens. Who's Conley Farmer? Okay. Let's take a look at the squad. We got Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, William Saliba, Declan Rice, Martinelli, players that build up the core of the squad. We got Carlos Baleba, who's grown into a world-class midfielder who I'm very excited to have here. This guy, Zafer Gumush, I think could be one of the best players in the squad. He's only rated 3 stars. I think I could get him to that 4.5-star potential. He scored 3 goals, 2 assists so far this season. Arsenal put him for 12.5 million a whole 5 seasons ago. Guys, I'm about to make him the best striker in the world for that amount of money. I did make some transfers. I sold a lot of players. Zaniolo went for 30 million. Ben White 12. This guy for 14, and then Nathan Patterson, who was here for a year, was bought for 53 million. I sold him on for £1 million profit. Didn't feel like I needed him, and I could have used the money. And Cvetkovic went for 10 million as well to fund Sergio Okoa, a position where Arsenal are weak is centre back right now. And this guy doesn't really look good. He doesn't look world class. He was cheap enough that I didn't have to overspend for a centre back. There was no one really popping out. Arsenal didn't have a lot of pull. They're not in Champions League, so this guy was maybe the best I could do. 28.5 million though, so very happy with that. And then this guy, Newton, was playing out in Brighton, starts at Shakhtar. £30 million needed a backup for Martinelli and Saka, and Newton will provide that. This is the kind of system that we're going with, a 4-3-3, a bit. It's holding back a little bit. We're on a balanced mentality, loads of support roles everywhere, not attacking fullbacks because there isn't really players that can do that at this club. We got Timber on the right and Calafiori on the left, so not really attacking fullbacks. But of course, we are in the Europa League, so we are taking on Bayer Leverkusen, Crvena Zvezda, NK Bravo, Sevilla, Ajax, Genk, AIK, and Basel. So we should honestly top the league phase with those fixtures. We've taken on 3 relegation fodder teams this season already in Burnley, Birmingham, and Sheffield United, and we've dispatched 4 goals in each of those games. But we did happen to lose to Man City there 1-0. And we hopefully have just got to bounce back from that with players like Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice trying to build up throughout this season. So let's try and win a trophy in our first season. Try and complete England in 1 season. I'll see you at the end of this season. Okay, so in January I did make some signings and sales. We had Declan Rice leave the club for £27.5 million. You might be thinking, what on earth are you doing? But his contract was running out. He didn't want to sign a new one. I had to get him out. He's on 1.4 million a week. I had to get him out. Yeah, I had to get money somehow, and I did. So I signed Omar Barraza, loaned him out immediately. I feel like a couple of years he could grow into a really good defender for the club. Just got to keep an eye on him. And then to replace Declan Rice, I signed Noah Darvic. Now, I think this is a good replacement. He's usually German. This time he's turned French. I think he could be absolutely excellent. If you just look at his stats that are highlighted, they're all above 15. Apart from the long shots, they're all above 15. Like, this guy is absolutely phenomenal. And we're going to see that. He's got 10 and 10. It's not even all for us. He's just got 10 and 10. Because we're not in the Champions League. So he's just doing magical stuff. Let's take a look at how we did. We won the Premier League by 1 point, which is great. We did almost bottle it against Wolves last game of the season, which is a bit scary, but of course, first place. We will absolutely take that. Like I said, Zafar Gumish, top goal scorer. I said I'd do it. He's almost there already. What a player. Believed in him. Right. Europa League. We've won the Europa League as well. So that is. We just need the FA Cup now. We were knocked out in the 4th round by Wolves. Apparently, Wolves are just our bogey team. They're 8th place. They're pretty decent. Who have they got? Sorted by value. Samuel Adozi. Okay, they're not that good. Andre's pretty good. I've never heard of this guy. Oh, they are decent. They're decent. They're a decent side. We should be beating them. Did I see how much Darvic was? I didn't really. I kind of just went over that. 151 million for Noah Darvic. He was the best option. He was the only option, and I thought I should sign him. But yeah, that signing has helped us win the Premier League and the Europa League. So we can't be opposed to spending that kind of money. And I'm very happy that we have completed that. So now we're just playing for the FA Cup. Let's see what next season has. So guys, the season starts here. Of course, we are just trying to get the FA Cup. So the league doesn't really matter anymore. If we win the trophy, we win the trophy. That's the kind of thing I've gone with. Change the formation up to really suit what we're trying to do. Win the FA Cup. I feel like a 4-2-3-1 is better suited to that. There's a few spoilers there of signings that we made, so let's go and take a look. There was some sales, I'm pretty sure. Sales of Janis Fasoulis, who left the club about 20 million. He was not going to play very well. He wasn't very good for us. Decided to let him on. Let him leave. And then Riccardo Calfiori, we got £48 million from Chelsea for an aging Italian left back who isn't that good. He's not that good. We could replace him with a better player. And Kevin left the club as well. Somehow he was at the club, 22.5 million. It's not bad. We're building up the funds again. Of course, Calafiori, he's not too attacking of a player. We need an attacking fullback if we're going to win a cup. We did bring in Beraldo as a centre back to really push for this trophy. Like, I don't want to play these guys in the league. I want to play them in the FA Cup. It's crucial. So we did sell Lewis Openda to Bournemouth, where he was out on loan last season, and they decided to cash in for £66 million. They wanted to make that permanent. And then Gabriel Martinelli went to Real Madrid for 78 million. 31 years old. He was very good last season. We will be honest, he was very good, but it was about his time up, and we'll see if I replaced him well enough. I signed Marc Bernal to be a defensive midfielder playing as a DLP. Hopefully he will be spraying those balls. Pause, man. Hopefully he'll be passing the ball very well. Come on. And then Martin Sosa is our Gabriel Martinelli replacement. I feel like he's better suited as an inverted winger. He can really cut in, put some crosses into the box, and challenge the opposition. He's still got a long way to go as well. He's 20 years old. Let's just push on with Martin Sosa. I don't really care about the Champions League fixtures. It doesn't matter anymore. We've won the Community Shield, lost the Super Cup, but you can just look at the screen here. I'm not going to read it out. It's not bothering me how we do in the Champions League. We're just trying to win this FA Cup and move on. So I'll see you at the end of this. So I kind of simulated past the date. So we're gonna take a little look at what happened. Let's just go through. Arsenal won the league again, 96 points this season. That's pretty exceptional. So another league win going under my belt for the reputation. We got Champions League. Well, it says PSG are the holders. I don't know how to get there. Oh, here we go. The final. We didn't make it to the semis. Didn't make it to the quarters. Made it to the round of 16, and we were knocked out by the eventual winners. So kind of softens the blow there. We'll look at the Carabao Cup first, where we are now the holders. back to the last season. We beat Brighton 2-0 in the final, and FA Cup. We didn't win it. We didn't win it. We didn't even make the final. Where are we? Fifth round. We beat Watford. Oh my god, I've just ruined it. We beat Watford 1-0 in extra time. Quarterfinals, we lost to Chelsea 2-0 at home. So that's a bit of a waste of a season. We'll see if there was any transfers during that season. There was nothing. Omar Barraza went back out on loan, trying to develop him to maybe get a starting role in the coming season. Of course, he is developing. It's good to see that. But we did not bring anyone in. So I'll just get on to the next season. Really disappointing that I missed the end of the season. That's poor for me. I'm supposed to be doing this properly. But I'll see you in the next season. Alright, season 3 is here. You can see we're in 7th place. 5 games played. We've only won 9 games. We got 9 points. So it's pretty poor. We'll take a look at the transfers just quickly. Just a quick look at the transfers. Nothing there. We'll look at the outs. Arnau Tennis out on a free to Real Madrid. Jurrien Timber out on a free to Al Ittihad. Martin Odegaard out on a free to Barcelona. We're just letting players go. Omar Barraza out on loan. Hopefully this is his final loan and he can actually develop properly. But yeah, we're just letting players leave. Didn't feel like they were going to bring in any value to the club, but we would have liked some money because we had to rely on frees this season. James Garner, 32 years old, I felt like he had a role to play in both the midfield positions that we were willing to play. And then Yusuf Demir, 30 years old, attacking midfielder, can play anywhere. He literally can play anywhere. Just get him on the pitch. He'll be a good backup, hopefully. And then we made a big signing for the club, is a new goalkeeper. You're like, this might be the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen. Yes, he is the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen as well. How he is our starting goalkeeper is a bit worrying. I didn't realise Arnau Tenas was leaving. And so I just let him go. I know. So how are we going to win a cup here? Who bloody knows? Our subs are lacking as well. We have no money. I've kind of managed Arsenal into the ground a bit here. So I'm thinking I might have to leave. Because I've absolutely ruined them. Yeah. So that's what we're on. And Carlos Baleva still balling out in the midfield. He's actually on the last year of his deal. So hopefully I sign the contract. But let's just get to the end of the season and we will see if I won the FA Cup. Right, how we've managed to win that league, I don't even know. I'm not trying to win the league, lads. I'm not trying to. Zafer Gumish has reached world-class ability. I told you I would do it. It took me 3 years to get the best striker in the game. This guy was at the club already. No, I think I signed him. No, I didn't. He was at the club already. Why am I trying to take credit for this guy, man? God. Noah Darvic, 19 assists this season. Again, another world-class player. Just let me do all the work, guys. There's Tyron Piercy. How he kept 27 clean sheets this season. Why am I only seeing 4 games in the FA Cup? Let's just do it. Quarter final. Did anything happen? Transfer window. Nothing happened, mate. We've got no money to spend, lads. Let's get into this next season. If we don't win it next season, I'm leaving the club because I've ran it into the ground, and I'm really sorry, Arsenal fans. Okay, hopefully there's some hope this season. We are playing better. We've won 3. We've won 2 from 3. Sorry, lost to Aston Villa. Let's just take a look at some transfers. Hopefully, I did some stuff. I signed Laurent Castrati. I changed my outlook on the game. I decided a backup winger for £10 million is a bit underrated. Would probably do well for the club. And then I did the same in the attacking midfield role. Mihai Alekciu. Romanian winger. These guys are phenomenal for the price. 10.75 for this guy, who started 2 games over Saka. Yeah, brilliant. And then Mihail Echu as well is very good. Then on the next page, we let go of a lot of players on freeze. Nicola Ravella, William Saliba. It was his time. It was his time. James Garner out after I brought him in on a free, and Carlos Baleba out as well. Maybe you should have kept Carlos Baleba. Edu Herrera though came in as a goalkeeper for £8.5 million. This guy looks brilliant. His reflexes, positioning, and aerial reach, three of the most important things you can have as a goalkeeper, are just absolutely statistical anomalies. And hopefully he'll do well. Here's Baraza, who I signed earlier on. You guys know him. Look at his physicals. What a signing. Some would say what a signing, right? Yeah, it's a good squad. We have a really strong squad, I believe, that could potentially push for some titles this season. Who says no to some titles this season? I'm just building my best squad for you guys here. So that is a squad I would want to play in a cup competition. Who says no to that team winning a cup competition? Wait. Who says no to that team winning an FA Cup? Not me. Not me, that's for sure. Let's just get there. What am I talking about? Let's just get there. We did not win the league this season. Now, if I click on competitions and the FA Cup is not there, I might start crying. I might just start crying. But let's check transfers. Was there anything done in January? This guy, Joey McAndrew, was signed. He can play anywhere on the pitch. A decent little backup, maybe. I don't know about decent. He's definitely a backup. But he was signed in January. And now let's check competitions. Champions League winner. FA Cup runner-up. How are we losing to Brighton? How are we losing to Brighton in the final? What are we doing with ourselves, man? Alright. That's it then. Alright. With Arsenal, I believe my time is up. I'll be looking for another job, potentially Bayer Leverkusen. So make sure to tune into the next one and check out my other channel, Scottish Football Weekly, where I'm going over Scottish football and everything involved in their transfer rumours, what I believe is going to happen, and a weekly roundup when the season starts. So be sure to check that out. Thank you for watching.